Hey up, me ducks. It's been a while since we've been out of the bank, hasn't it? I've got a couple of days this weekend. Fishing a gravel pit here today. I think this is me third peg of the day, actually. We was here very early, first light. Very misty, beautiful morning. Seeing the world wake up like that. But it was a bit quiet. By about 1 o'clock, I'd had two pike on sunken float paternosters. Nothing massive. Show you the footage in a minute. What am I doing now? So I'm on this little point here. So this little channel here, I've got a big gravel pit that side, and there's a channel cut through here. It's difficult to fish sometimes at weekends because you get a lot of sailing boats and they're coming through all the time, and the boats have priority. Yeah, the boats are away for the day now, so I've dropped in here and got a bit of a wind. It's pushing from one pit to the other. It's died off a little bit. It seems to come in fits and starts, but got a drifter float on. I love fishing the drift. It's my favourite method. Beats anything on its day. Don't often get a chance to fish it very much. You need the wind right. Ideally coming off your back, so it just carries it away from you. But yeah, I've got right to left here. I'm using it a bit. Live baits, they're towing it around a little bit, and the wind's catching it. It's giving it some movement, and yeah, it's definitely making the difference. I've had 3 on the drifter. Yeah, here's some footage. Have a look. Oh, yes. Just nicked with his raker when he went. Doesn't hurt, but they just don't stop bloody bleeding. Yes, definitely worth keeping a few plasters in your bag. Show you my drifter setup. It's the Fox system drifter. So on the braid we've got one of the little float stops and a bead, and this is the controller arm. It's connected to the drifter float, and it keeps the line away from the float so it's not getting tangled, because that spins around in the wind right there a little bit, but yeah, it just keeps it away and keeps it tangle free. So the braid goes all the way through this stem, it comes out here, and then this first piece of wire and to this swivel here, this is wire, this is an up trace, 2 foot, just wire, it's crimped, covered up. I always like to cover them because you get a little stabby ends on the wire, and when you're hooking pike and dealing with your landing net, you just get them stabbed in your fingers. So I like to keep them covered up, just a little bit of shrink. This is just one of them Fox weights. It's this rubber here that keeps it on, but when you're making this up trace, you've got to put that silicone rubber on before you crimp your swivels on, because you need that rubber, and that locks, get on there you bugger, that locks the weight. It's those Fox egg sinkers with a slit in, the quick release ones. I think they work pretty well, and then onto this swivel. This is my trace. It is one of the Fox corkscrews. It's just so that I can take the trace off when I'm dealing with a fish in the landing net, and just cover it up with one of them safety sleeves. It's called a safety sleeve because that little stubby end there, if it's not covered up when you're landing a fish and you're scooping your net up, it catches on the mesh and you can hang a pike up. So we don't know that. I've been on this trace all day. It's done really well. Single hook, size 6 treble, wide gape, semi-barbless, and the one with the barb on is hooked through just that fleshy bit underneath the dorsal fin of my live bait, and one of them bait bands. You don't need that really, do you? You can just use a little piece of an elastic band, will be absolutely fine, but it does stop it flying off during the cast. So yeah, it's a great method on its day if you get the wind. Really catches the wind and pushes it around. A favourite method on the Norfolk Broads, you go on them big Broads and get the wind behind you, drop your mud weights and just sit on the boat, drop the drifter over the side and just keep letting it drift away from you. It's just like float trolling, but just let the wind do the work for you. These sails, you see that big orange one, it's not one of the originals, they're all long since been lost. They are sacrificial, they are designed to be pulled off. They're only held on by an elastic band, and if you got a pike that took you through a snag, or you was reeling in, you got a load of weed or something like that, rather than it breaking the stem of the float, the actual sail will pop off. A little bit of littering in the river or the lake, whatever, but yeah, it's not often that happens. So you maybe lose one or two a year, that's all. I don't know whether or not Fox sell these spare sails. I know on the drifter float you get 3. I think you get an orange, a yellow and a black one, maybe something like that, but like I said, they've all long since gone. What I do, get on eBay and search for an A4 sized piece of plastic card, and it's just like a little thin piece of cardboard, but it's actually made of plastic, and you can evenly divide that up and you can make 6 sails out of one of them sheets, and it costs about, I don't know, 99p, something like that. I'll have a look, put it on the screen for you, but yeah, that's what I do. You buy 4 or 5 of them sheets, cut them all up, you've got enough sails there to last me for years. Yeah, it's a few fish in it, yeah, productive day. So I've got tomorrow as well, so we're going lure fishing tomorrow on the river, probably be out with the big jerks, I think, big jerk baits, some squirrely birds, big dippers, them kind of things, the big eels. So yeah, unless there's something amazing happens in the next hour, I'll see you tomorrow on the riverbank.
A few moments later.
Just in the one in the scissors. One more look. Beautiful. Oh, no barra today, so 2 trips to the car. Yeah, so I sneaked another one out at the death. I thought it was done for the day. So I've ended the day with 6, 4 on the drifter, 4 doubles through the day, a couple of smaller ones. Yeah, really enjoyable. Lovely pleasant day. Still nice now, look, that it's Saturday. I want to get back for a pint. So I will see you on the bank in the morning down at the river. In a bit. Morning. Beautiful day today. Perfect for lure fishing. Nicely overcast. River's coming off a flood. So we're out with the big guns today. Got the big jerkbait rod. Gonna throw some big baits about. Feeling fairly confident. Looking forward to it. See you in a bit. Hey, little one. There we go. Get him over them weeds. And line him in. Like a little cucumber. Beautiful. Miniature pike. There you go, mate. Oh, I have realised this knot onto the trace is got to be on there for probably about a year. So let's just cut a little tag off, just where it would have received some abrasion over the sessions. And tie it on. Right. 5 turn grinner knot. Never ever let me down. So it goes through once, goes through twice, and make a loop like that. Put your fingers in there, and at that tag end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly pull the tag end in. Gets like a little barrel shape, like that. Pull it down. There we go, freshly tied knot. Clip the tag off. Good to go for another 6 months or so, eh? That's all the dirty water lures. Tried them all. Been a bit disappointing really, still a lot of colour in the water, but yeah, we did get a couple. We got that little cucumber off the Squirrely Bert and the Savage Gear Fire Tiger Debush spinnerbait, the ever reliable, always got you out of trouble. And we got another jack off there, but yeah, just look at this here. Look, all this scum on the water here, goes all the way off down there. Pollution, probably been sewerage being pumped into the river at some point, but this is new. I wanted to show you this floating raft here. I think it's called floating pennywort, and it's an invasive species. It just floats on the water like this, and it's grown incredibly this year. This is new to this river. We've not had this in here. I've never seen this before. And you go upstream as well, there's quite a bit of it up there. One of the canals joins the river, and there's loads of it in there. It's really choked, and it's just come up this year, and I can only assume it's from all the pollution and the nitrates and fertilizer being washed off the farmer's field during the rains, and that's how it is. It's just exploding. When you look at this peg here, and just give you a quick clip to this video here, this was filmed about 3 years ago, and it's the same peg, but yeah, look at it, look at the difference. So it is definitely a changing river. So that's it for this one. Got a couple of fish today, but I think all the action was yesterday, weren't it? So until next time, stay safe, and I'll see you later. Ta-ra!